Hello and welcome to the Underdog, the marathon live draft, late night. Let's get the late night crew in here talking fantasy football, talking best ball, learning how to play the game and how to beat the best ball bros or become a best ball bro. One or the other. You'll either beat them or you'll become one. There is no in between. And my goal is that we become one. Why not? Why the heck not? Getting my haircut tomorrow. In case you're wondering, it's getting out of control. So we'll be doing that tomorrow evening. Freshen up for the live streams before this league. Wow, I cannot get this hat perfectly centered. It's bothering me. Anyhow, we are going to bring it tonight like we always do. We are going to go on Underdog, and we are going to live draft the marathon, $15 buy-in, 300,000 to first. I'm sure you want to become a 300,000-aire. I want to become a 300,000-aire. So let's go become 300,000-aires. Okay. We gotta play with the best of them. You gotta beat the best to be the best. I know that's a little cliche, but it's the truth. And iron sharpens iron, and all that fun stuff. Get yourself as much Roma Dunze as you can get your hands on. Let me just say that guy's gonna absolutely ball out this year. That's just a PSA before we get started. Get as much Roma Dunze as you possibly can. All right. Now we go to the lobby. We're going to go to let's go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. At this point in the process, that's probably going to be pretty important. And we are going into the lobby. NFL. And we go over here to the marathon. There's also the sprint. That's sprint playoff 15, 16, 17. All sorts of other fun stuff in here as well. But I'm going to focus on the Best Ball Mania 5, which unfortunately closed on last Saturday. They filled the entire tournament, so that's closed. And now we are into these other tournaments, of which I'm going into the marathon. Cumulative scoring, weeks 1 through 17. 80% filled. Let's go. Confirm that you can have my money. Confirmed. Waiting for 4 people. And I am waiting now for 5 people. So what can we do while we wait? Why don't I show you guys the app? This is fantasyfitness.io. This is the app that I've been working on for the last, I'm going to say 10 months at this point. Time's flying, but pretty sure 10 months is accurate. So on this app, I have put together player profiles for each. Oh, and we're starting in 60 seconds. So for each player, you get a player profile. That player profile gives you a more in-depth look at that player's value, essentially. You can think of it as what's their talent. This is meant to represent that player's skill in a vacuum, regardless of team. And then you have the team score, which is to say, how good is my surrounding cast, coach, etc. And we combine those scores together and we come up with the overall fantasy fitness score. I am going to be drafting out of a late spot here. This has been the theme. Draft position 12. I've got this many times now over the last couple days. So getting familiar with this portion of the board, and it is a difficult place to draft. That is for sure. I've been listening to some different strategies, guys to target. So we'll see how this goes. And looking forward to drafting the marathon best ball tournament with you guys tonight. So appreciate you stopping by. And we will be getting started here right now. McCaffrey goes off the board at the 101. 1.1. 1.2. Tyreek Hill. I will get back to using the draft tracker with roster builder tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. But kind of just taking a couple days off, trying some builds without it just to compare results. Why the heck not? Probably not going to talk as much during this draft. I'm going to pick my spots because I am losing my voice a little bit from all the streaming the last couple days. So as I see people pop in, I'll definitely speak up. But otherwise, I'm going to keep it kind of short until we analyze the picks when I'm on the clock. Nothing too atypical so far in these first 8 picks. We'll go ahead and pull up the draft board. For aesthetics, in here with 2 sharps, Jamar Chase at the 1.9. Peanuts. All right, we are on the clock. We do have both Puka and Gibbs. That tends to be my stack here. Definitely Puka. And could do Puka A-Chain, but I'm not going to get that aggressive. We'll go Puka Gibbs. Lots of good offenses. Lots of offenses to stack with off of these offenses. While we're waiting, let's go look at just team schedules. So we'll go to ESPN. We are going to I got slowed down here for just a sec. 20 picks away, and where I was headed is NFL schedule. I'm going to go to weeks 15, 16, and 17, just to see what some stacks are. So getting Los Angeles and San Francisco could be good, although San Francisco is a tough defense. So that, that could make it difficult for your Los Angeles players. Where are there some favorable matchups? No, I did not ask for this. Holy smokes. Miami, Houston. So yeah, staying in that Miami game. Staying with Miami all around. Like Miami, Cleveland's makes sense. But we have some terrible pass defenses where you could exploit. So like maybe Baltimore, Washington versus New Orleans. So Washington stacks, Baltimore stacks. Miami has Houston. That's not great. New England gets Arizona. That is good. Another reason to be attacking New England passing with Drake May. You get that other side, Chargers Tampa. That seems reasonable. It's so beautiful. Interesting. At Arizona. So yeah, San Francisco makes sense. There needs to be some more analysis on this, but. Okay, 10 picks away. Take a look at how this board is falling. Let's see, Marvin Harrison at the 2-4. It's a little pushback, but that's about right. See, the Devon Achane hype is real now. Kyron back in the second. Soccer, 7 MP, pulling him all the way back up. I had Adams last night at the 4.1 in an FFPC 350 league. Latest I've ever seen him go. Paired him up with DJ Moore on the 3-4 turn. Alrighty then. Thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. We're doing a best ball, the marathon, as they call it, tournament on Underdog. Cumulative scoring weeks 1 through 17. First place wins $300,000. We're looking to be that team. We've got to press all the right buttons. Not a couple, not a handful, But we've got to press all the right buttons because this is best ball. You draft and you're done. There's no making changes. So you have to have the perfect roster. That is ultimately what you are building, is the perfect roster. DJ Moore consistently going at the end of the third. So that 4-1 value on 312 value on FFPC feels pretty nice right now. They push up those tight ends like crazy. And we're on the clock. Neighbors more. Smith and Rice. Well, we're not coming out of here without some Tank Dell in our lives. That's just not going to happen. So we know we're getting Tank. And then Lamar would make a lot of sense here, as with Trey McBride. So let's go Trey McBride. Sam Laporta, I get that, but getting into this Trey McBride stack, I've already get a run back in what figures to be a pretty close game. So you get Puka and the run back with Trey McBride. And you got your anchor RB here with Jahmyr Gibbs and your wide receiver 1 on the Houston, Texas. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Who do you think you are? I am. Go check out that clip. You're going to appreciate it. In any event, upside, check. Talent, check. Stacks, check. Working on winning this tournament, check. It could be a little early for McBride. But he's going at like the 1-2 turn in some FFPC drafts. So when I see that, I'm going, maybe the 4-1 isn't that bad. Maybe pick 37 isn't that expensive. We'll have to see. He was born on my birthday. McBride, that is. We'll check out his profile. He was born, we don't have it here, but he's 24 years old. November 23rd. We just checked off that Puka stack. What else can we do in a game like this? The aesthetics of the team don't matter. That's something that's hard to sometimes learn. Don't always draft the most aesthetically pleasing looking team. You gotta sometimes get those dirty points. Go get your Najees. Go get your Mixons. Go get your Zach Mosses. That's where it's at sometimes. I mean, joking, not joking, but yes, it's true. Sometimes you just have to go get those dirty points. More often than not, though, draft talented players on talented offenses tethered to talented players. You do that, you'll win a lot. Okay, 10 picks away. And the plan here is you could get into Zay. If he somehow slips, you could look at a Christian Kirk. Although I don't love the talent profile, he makes some sense here. Kittle isn't a bad idea, but it wouldn't be my first choice. Stroud is interesting. Kyler Murray is very interesting. James Conner is interesting. Roma Dunze is always fun. But I would need to try to build a quick little stack with the Dunze. You could also get into BTJ and love it too if we could build into this a Pollard or Javante. Oh, there's my boy Jackson. All right. 5 picks away. Thanks again for coming out tonight and sharing your time with me doing this best ball, the marathon draft. We are working on winning $1 million. So the goal is to look and say, can I squeeze and eke out a hell of a lot of points from this team, this duo, without sacrificing too much? San Francisco would make sense here, but the only play really at this stage is Kittle. I'm not sure I want to do that. Although I do like San Francisco and they do play. See Arizona during those playoffs, during the stretch. Man, Kyler can put up those points. Kyler makes a lot of sense. Kyler and a wide receiver in this range would make a ton of sense. I think we go Kyler for sure to get that stack. That feels too good. And then let's say Rome. Ridley too, but I think Rome. Yeah, let's go Rome. Cumulative scoring. So Ridley might make a little bit more sense there because we could get some more late season stuff from Rome. So Ridley maybe there, but otherwise I think the Murray McBride stack is going to be sweet. Rome could just come right out though of the gates and kick ass, take names. He's so good. So I anticipate he'll be fine from the jump. And now we go with like a Jackson Smith and Jigba or Brian Thomas Jr. here. Those would be the targets. Otherwise, you can get into like that Pollard. 16 picks away. Those guys are way up at the top here. So very, very, very unlikely that we're going to nab that. Vlad here could make sense. Keon Coleman. I won't touch Jameson Williams. A Sutton would be interesting. Bowers, another interesting play. Swift would also make a lot of sense here. Hollywood Brown on discount. That allows me to get into that Jaylen Warren stack. I love that. I'm not sure I'd want to go with Caleb on this format. I think I'd want to, definitely has the upside, but I think Trevor as an RB2 would make more could make more sense. Thinking. Eleven picks away. Zach, I just don't like Singletary because I don't like running backs on bad offenses. How bad are they? I don't know, but we know they're bad. We do know they are bad. Okay, 10 picks away. This is the marathon. So we're looking for early, sustained production. We don't want too much late season production, although, you know, we do have a starting lineup. Each week you have one quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running back. One flex, 1 tight end. And Jackson Smith and Jigba is on the board. Still quite a few targets here, 5 picks away. I think we're going to be able to cobble something together. A 4th would be nice. Is Alad going to come in and score right away? Or is that going to be a little bit more difficult for him? Hollywood Brown isn't doing me any favors. I would take a Lad over a Keon. I just think DeAndre Hopkins is too good. I just don't want to pass that up. And then, wow, a Tony Pollard. Probably go Tony Pollard here. I like Pollard. All right, we've got to get back into that San Francisco game. I think it's just gonna always be cowing. Gonna always be cowing because if we go over here and we just get to a Detroit player, just to get to Laporta. Now from Laporta we can get to the Lions, and from the Lions we want to get to Gibbs. How are we gonna run this back? At this point, they're all taken. Your best bet is like a Jacob Cowing or a Mason. You could look at a Mason. And we will move into yeah, that was interesting. Brock Bowers. That one's tough. You could play him in the flex. Yeah. Definitely second guessing that one. But we're not in a premium. Excuse me, while I get comfortable. Sutton, Hollywood Brown. Brian Robinson Jr. Makes sense. I don't think it's going to happen, but a Zach Moss or a Tajay and just take that whole backfield, that to me, that's an interesting way to play it. Spike week potential. Spike week potential. Does Chargers play Denver? Chargers play Denver. Chargers play Tampa Bay. Denver, Tampa Bay. 7 picks away. We still have a few targets remaining. Who is New Orleans? You're 3 picks away. The bleeding finally stops. I think that backfield offers a lot of spike week potential. So that's kind of cool. And then who does Trevor Lawrence play? Week 17. Week 17, I know they play. Who do they play? That's week 17, Tennessee. Week 16, they play Tennessee, Indy. Vegas. So Rome. Oh. Yeah, that would have made some sense for sure. $16 picks away. Indy plays who? Tennessee. So Indy's a good play. So Downs. Buffalo, New England that week. What does New England play the next week? Or week 15. New England plays Arizona. So I do want to get Polk. Okay. So Jalen Polk. It makes sense here. He's gone. No, he's not gone. And then that Chargers team is playing who? Tampa Bay. I don't really want to get into that necessarily. Oh, and you have Los Angeles versus. Yes. He's slipping. 8 picks. 8 picks. Pittsburgh week 15. You need to learn all these, so that's why we're doing this. You have to learn them all. Pittsburgh plays Philly, so Pittsburgh Philly stacks. Don't forget about those. I don't have any Pittsburgh. Okay. Trey Benson's at the very, very top. Love his profile. Jalen Polk's going to start, though. So we're going to go Jalen Polk. And that works with that stack that I had. Bada bing. Bada boom. Now you can either go Jaleel Or you can stay in that game and buy up that offense, or go to Dobbins. Is this just Dobbins' year? Right from the jump, dude's going to be putting up points. He's going to be getting plugged in. I can see it. Dobbins plays. Chargers play. Tampa Bay at home. Like that, with an aging Tampa Bay defense. Buffalo. Don't love that. That could be definitely going to be playing from behind. Most likely, so that's good. And then Los Angeles, and then here Los Angeles plays too. Denver at home. Okay. So what do we do? What do we do? A. Ray Davis also works here. Demario Douglas works here. Who does Denver play? Let's see Denver's schedule. 17. We know they play Cincinnati. 16. They play. Oh. So getting into a little bit of Los Angeles here would Denver would be okay. That Denver pairing, that's nice because I was doing some of that in those other games. So I might have that Best Ball Mania stack. Yeah, I'm not going to try to get out ahead on that or get out ahead of myself. But hey, I did some of those pairings. That's super nice. That plays awesome. All those great dosages. Hell yeah. Jordan Mason goes 9 picks away. Very interesting. Here we could get that Michael Wilson stat going on the back. We have Arizona, Carolina. Interesting. So it could get into like a Jalen McMillan. Arizona, Los Angeles. We already know that. And then for week 15. Arizona, New England. Hell yeah. Weave that shit together. A Ray Davis, Michael Wilson in here would be very nice. 6 picks away. Ooh. But a Josh Downs too would be nice. Okay, we have a friend of the Ship Chasers, John Dickert. I've got some combinations here. Vidal's early. These other guys are. I could also go Bucky here because of that play with Carolina. So that's interesting. The Ray Davis one goes. Adam Thielen goes. Okay. So we'll probably end up with Michael Wilson and Bucky Irving, and we'll call it a day. Jalen McMillan, Noah Fant. All right, best ball bros. I'll be right back. Gotta check on the kiddo. Alrighty, we are back in action, and we're 15 picks away, so plenty of time. Looking down the board, excuse me. Definitely want to get that Greg Dulcich share that nobody's talking about. That's a target. Cool. And Noah Fant. Those would probably be my 3 tight ends if I do a 3 tight end. Otherwise, you're just rolling Dulcich, and that's pretty crazy. But you could do it. You definitely do it. I still want that upside of Drake May. I do want to do a 3 quarterback build here. Mario Douglas goes, and definitely could be setting up here. I think I would go Noah Fant. Oh, wow. Six picks away. This has been really intense. It's quiet in here. Well, they left me Vidal. Wouldn't you know it? I've got to push it and see if I can't get. Does Luke play any of these teams? See, Washington, New Orleans. Washington, Philadelphia. Damn it. Ray McLeod, huh? It's not a bad pick. But what else can I do at tight end here? Throw in a Colby Parkinson. Could throw in a Michael Mayer. He definitely has spike week potential. And there was an element, or was it, where somebody played Vegas, Jacksonville. That makes sense for week 16. Vegas, New Orleans, which I don't have, but then also Vegas. Get that Vegas piece. Michael Mayer. Uh-huh. Drake May. Hmm. All right, well, we're going to end it here. Just sitting here staring at my team. Okay. See y'all later. Peace.